What's going on, guys? Noah Brewer here again with another video. I've been uploading like crazy. Kind of hard for me to put all the time together to make these slides and stuff, but I'm really just trying to push out as much value as possible for the new year because I got a lot of plans this year. A lot of things are changing, and I'm learning a lot of new things as well. But in this video, we are going to be talking about communicating with Chinese suppliers. So this is going to be about negotiating, understanding, what kind of culture they're in, and just some different tips that you might not know of before that could help you out when you're talking to your suppliers. Now, I say communicating with Chinese suppliers because I'm referring to if you're working on AliExpress or Taobao or whatever website you're working on. Most dropshipping suppliers are from China or somewhere in that area, so that's what this video is pertaining to. I do not know much about talking to United States suppliers, so I wouldn't consider many things in this video to pertain to that. But I have 4 bullet points here that I'm going to go over. So basically, I just want you guys to understand that your supplier is an entrepreneur just like me and you. They're not, I mean, sometimes they have employees handling the communications and stuff, but even then, the employee understands and the entrepreneur understands the supplier. They all understand that you're here to make money and they are there to make money. Both of you have a family to feed. Both of you have goals that you want to hit. So this is why you're able to kind of work together, and it's pretty simple to communicate with them because you both want the same things, right? So as long as you have a straight mind and you're decently fair about the way that you communicate and what you expect out of your relationships, it should be fine. Another thing to understand is that most suppliers are in the volume business. They're only making, maybe $5-10 per sale on a higher ticket item, and on the lower ticket items, some of them are not even profiting, a few dollars. Maybe they're only profiting $1. So you need to understand that most suppliers make money when large orders are placed. Even if your supplier is just taking it from another supplier and giving it to you, they don't have a massive margin. They're not there to, make 30, 40, $100 per sale like we are. They're mainly on AliExpress just to get sales here and there or build relationships with dropshippers or other companies that want to resell their products. So they understand that they're going to have low margins, but that will help you later on when it comes to leveraging your volume. And that brings us into the next point is understand leverage. Now, I can talk about leverage a lot, but essentially what it is just you using your power, you using your value to get what you want. Now, this doesn't have to be used in a bad thing. I know leverage is thrown around as a word, not always as a good thing, but I'm basically talking about I'm placing, 100 orders a day. If they're making $5 profit on each sale, then they're making $500 a day, right? Just off of you. So you have a lot of leverage to come in and say, hey, can I get, $3 off? So instead of $500 per day, they're making $200 per day. But the point is, they're still making $200 per day, which in their culture, that's a lot, right? Like that's where most AliExpress suppliers' goals are. Like that's where they want to be in life. So having leverage is a big part of communicating with your supplier and getting whatever you want, whether it's a lower price or the other things that you can negotiate. So one other thing to understand is that they grew up in a different culture than you, okay? So they don't have the same slang as you. They don't talk in the same way as you. So when you communicate with them, you want to be very clear about what you mean. You don't want to just say like, oh, I'm pushing a lot of orders a day, because they don't know, they might not understand what that means, right? Like me and you, we probably know pushing a lot of orders a day means that you're making a lot of sales, but they might have no clue. So instead of saying that, you want to say something more direct, like I'm getting 80 orders a day and I need a supplier to place them with. That would be a better way of communicating that, because they might not know what pushing means in that sentencing. One big bullet point here is use leverage in negotiation, not greed. You should not be reaching out to a supplier trying to get a lower price just because you want to make more money. Now, at the end of the day, of course you want to make more money, and they want to make more money too. Like, greed is not a bad thing, but you need leverage to back the greed up. So one way that you can figure out, like, am I being greedy or am I just trying to negotiate and use my leverage, is question yourself, how much do you actually benefit your supplier? Are you pushing only one order here and there, right? If so, then they might not even care about you. Are you pushing 50 orders every single day, or are you placing 300 orders a week? Figure out how much you actually benefit the supplier, because this is going to be like, if you can't figure out, it's just going to be an ego war between you and the supplier, where he's going to be like, I don't need you, and you're going to be like, I don't need you, because there's other suppliers, and you're just never going to get anywhere. You're never going to negotiate any better deal. So you need to understand how you actually benefit the supplier. Another thing is, how can you improve your relationship, meaning your business relationships? What types of things can be changed? Are you placing orders and are they not getting processed for 7 days? Are you placing orders and you're not getting the tracking information for 2 weeks? Like, what kind of things need to be changed other than the price? And this is talking about negotiating value versus price. And I'm going to get into this at the end of this video, so make sure that you stay tuned. But negotiating value versus price is essentially, instead of asking, hey, can I have like $5 off? You ask them, hey, can we lower the processing time from 5 days to 2 days so that my customers get their products quicker and I get a lower return rate? So one of them is value, right? Like, it's going to require the supplier to put in a little bit more time and focus onto you, which is more valuable to you. And, negotiating a price is just negotiating a price. So I like to understand negotiating value versus price. And this goes with anything in life. Like when you're buying a car, buying really anything that you can negotiate, you can always negotiate with value rather than price. And it's usually better to do that because if they have a long processing time, that might be the reason why they're able to get it to you for so cheap. There might be other suppliers that have shorter processing times, but they're a little bit more expensive. So you might be able to finesse the cheapest price on the market with the fastest processing time on the market as well if you negotiate with value rather than negotiating with price. One more thing to understand is what's normal to you might be offensive to them. Now, I've actually reached out to numerous suppliers, throughout the past year and a half or so, and I've tested a lot of things. Like, I've tested just directly saying, like, hey, I need to get this order for a lot cheaper than what you're offering it for, like $5 or $10 cheaper. And I've actually had suppliers come back really offended and almost go into defense mode and almost ruining the relationship with the supplier to where they don't even want to work with you anymore. And I think it was the terminology that I used and kind of like the attitude that I had. Now, I don't understand what his culture was like if he took the fact that I was asking for a discount as offensive. Like, I don't really understand why, but when I'm communicating with suppliers, I try to be as transparent as possible and as clear as possible. Like I said earlier, like, you don't want to say like, oh, I'm pushing a bunch of orders. You want to say I currently have 80 orders a day coming through and I need a supplier to place them to. That way it's just more clear. So what I'm going to do is there's a few different situations. So getting a better price and negotiating a better price with your current supplier. So I'm going to explain to you the difference between these two. So basically, negotiating a better price with your current supplier is, you already have a supplier. You're just trying to talk them down a little bit so that you can continue doing business with them. But, the leverage isn't really there because if you've already been doing business with them, then they know that you're able to order it at the current price. So they might think like, oh, he's going to order them from me anyways because he has been for the past month or so. So here's the best way to get a new price and or to get a better price, and it's basically contacting other suppliers when you reach over 10 sales per day. So when you have over 10 sales per day, that's a good amount of leverage, right? Like, there's not a lot of people making 10 sales per day on every single product. So what you can do is actually reach out to other suppliers and basically say something like this, and this is the script that I typed up. Hello, I am currently making around 10 sales per day with this product, and you want to show them what product it is. I have around 40 orders I need to place in the next 48 hours. So this is basically creating a scarcity and also putting a dollar figure on it. So they can sit down, do the math and say, if I say yes to this deal, I'll make X amount of money in the next 48 hours. And that really makes it real for them. Like, you're kind of saying, I have around 40 orders that I need to place in the next 2 days. So I need to get a deal made now so I can continue placing orders. Okay, and then you say, I'm searching for a supplier who can provide a price of XX or less. So whatever price you want it for, don't be greedy. Like I said, they don't have crazy margins, but something is reasonable. And the reason why I say is who can provide a price of XX or less is because I don't like saying, can I have a lower price, or can you lower your price? I just haven't had very good experience or results with saying things like that. With this, it's kind of like saying you're looking for somebody who can provide that for you, like somebody who's willing to do that. You're not like asking it, or it doesn't come off as you're demanding it. And then another thing is making it real. Please tell me what you can offer, and I may begin placing orders. So that basically says you have 40 orders that you need to place basically right now in the next 48 hours. And you're ready to place them right when they tell you the deal is good. Okay, so this makes the situation very real. Like, they can say, I need to ship out 40 orders. This person's going to place 40 orders on my store if I can get it to them at this price. That's X amount of sales for me in the next 48 hours. And he also says that he's getting 10 sales every day. So it's a pretty good deal for the supplier. If they're making $5 to $10 per sale after the discount that you're asking, they're going to be very apt to take that. And of course, at the end of every message, you should say thank you and maybe leave like a smiley face emoji. Those AliExpress suppliers love those emojis. Okay, so this is the best way to get a good product, a good price on a product that you're selling. And yes, you do have to wait until you're making over 10 sales per day. At least that's what I recommend, because that's leverage right there. Like, you can create something tangible to where if you can do this price, if you can do 15 instead of 20, I'll place 40 orders tomorrow. And that's simple. And they're like, okay, can I do that? And if they can, they most likely will. Or they'll come at you with a counter like, can you do $16.50? And then you can decide whether or not you want to take that. Even then, that's still a $3.50 discount, and that'll be saving you around $30 a day if you're making 10 sales a day. So that would be a good situation to be in. Now, the current one is if you can't find any other suppliers to give you a discount, it's not a very good sign, right? Like, it's basically saying that either their margin is way too low on that product and they literally can't go any lower than they already are, or they just don't care about you, which most likely it's the margin. So what you would do at this situation is reach out to your own supplier, or maybe you already have, but this is the way that I usually like doing this. I like saying, hello, we have been doing business for a while, and maybe instead of saying for a while, I would say for a long time, or a month or so, or whatever you want to say, just to make it more clear. But we've been doing business for a while. I placed many orders with you, just reminding them that you're continuing to do business with them, right? And then you say, I'm currently talking to 3 other suppliers. I am in need of getting this item of XX or less. Again, we're not saying, can I have a discount or can I get it for lower money? We're just saying I am in need of getting this item for XX or less. This basically creates a decision for the supplier to make that's either yes or no. So you're not saying, can I have a discount? Because I've had too many suppliers get offended over that. You're basically saying, I'm shopping around. I understand if you can or can't do it. I don't expect you to be able to do it, but I'm just shopping around, and I would love to continue doing business with you. I always say that. I love saying that. Like, that's about the relationship, right? Like, I could go to these other suppliers, but please let me know what we can do so I can continue placing orders. You just let them know, I want to keep going with you, but if I have to, I'll go to the other suppliers. And let me know what we can do. So basically, what this is saying is you're going to stop placing orders with them until they answer your question, right? Can they get you this item for XX or less? And if they can't, what can they get it to you for? Okay? And then that basically compensates them for giving you an answer quickly. Because you stopped placing orders with them. They know that you need a lower price. They're going to see what they can do, right? So these are the 2 different scripts that I use the most, and the 2 different strategies that are the most effective Obviously, finding a new supplier when you already have sales coming in is the best way, because then it's a question for the supplier of whether they want to make X amount of money per day or an X amount of money in the next 48 hours. It's better leverage. But this way works as well, negotiating a better price with your current supplier. Now, these are the different things that you can negotiate other than price. Let's move on from price. And you can use these same exact strategies to negotiate on these other things. Just replace I am searching for a supplier who can provide a price of XX or less with I am searching for a supplier who can do this or do that, right? So whatever you want. So different things you can negotiate. Processing time. I mentioned this earlier in the beginning of the video. Basically helps your customers get their items quicker and helps you get your tracking number quicker. Shipping price. So maybe this is still kind of a price one, but I'm going to include it anyways. But maybe trying to negotiate free shipping. The price of the product is fine. I just want a little bit cheaper shipping or free shipping to these countries or this country or whatever. Different custom packaging, like, hey, can you throw in like a little card that says thank you for doing business with us with my business logo on it when you ship out to my customers. That's actually something that one of my older clients did, and it worked really well, and he would give them like a little discount code on that little card, and I think it costed like 30 cents extra per package. And he was able to negotiate that with the supplier, which was really good, right? Like that's a pretty good customer unopening experience, right? When they open the package and they get a little thank you letter, that can mean a lot to your customers. Also, better images or videos of the product. You can ask them like, hey, I need somebody who can provide me with images or videos of this product. Do you have a team of photographers? Do you have somebody who can create a video of this product out on the river? Or do you have somebody who can take a video of this product in motion, doing what it's supposed to do? And that's pretty much it. Like, there's other things that you can negotiate, of course, but it's situation by situation. That's where coming in and figuring out what things need to be changed can help you decide what you can negotiate and increase value in the relationship with. So this video is on communicating with Chinese suppliers. If you got a lot of value out of it and you think this is going to help you moving forward, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel. It really helps me out a lot, and I appreciate every single one of you. But as for this video, this is Noah Brewer, and I'm out. Peace.